I'm going live on the other systems. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Whew. Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? It's Friday, everybody. I hope you had an amazing weekend. Excuse me. I hope you had an amazing week and you have some amazing weekend plans. So, let's get this party started. Welcome to Contracting Chatter, where we discuss all things business, all things government contracting. I'm your host, Luciana Turner. Let me tell you, I'm running a little late this morning. I don't even have my coffee. Mm, that's okay. I'm sorry for missing the live yesterday. I woke up, I had a migraine, and it just stayed with me all day long. So I just rested yesterday. And sometimes we just have to take rest. We just have to take rest. And that's what I did yesterday. I just let the migraine do what the migraine do. And I rested. And yeah, that's it. I want to do a shout out to the person who reached out to me yesterday. She checked in on me multiple times during the day. She reached out to see if I was going live. And when I responded that I had a migraine and that I wasn't, she actually reached out to me several times to check in on me, and to make sure I was okay. And I want to thank her for that. It means a lot when somebody checks in on you. And just as a caveat, when you're the strong friend that always checking on somebody else, to have somebody check on you for a change, it means a lot. So just a shout out to her for checking in on me yesterday to make sure I was okay. And when she found out that I wasn't well, for checking on me multiple times to make sure that I was okay. Thank you for looking in on me. Thank you for being concerned. So I want to talk about, and I've talked about this multiple times, but I want to bring this out for today. Every year for the past, this will be my third summit. And the first time I hosted it, I called it How to Be a Power Partner in Government Contracting. Then I started calling it the Contracting and Business Week. And it's a summit where I share information on how to, if you're not meeting the mark, to make the mark in the metrics in your business. If you are meeting the metrics, how to stay on metrics in your business. This summit is a week-long summit, 1 hour each day, every day, where I share some insightful information that you can implement that day. You don't have to wait. You can implement it that day in your business. Well, this year, Contracting a Business will be July 8th through the 12th. I stream it to my Facebook group, LT&A Contractors Conversation, and to my YouTube channel, LT&A Consulting Group. I'm offering a different option this year where I'm offering a paid VIP option where I will have a Q&A session after the stream and a private masterclass that Saturday. That is something I'm doing this year that I'm implementing as an elevation in my business. So, as I also told you, LT&A Consulting Group is celebrating 10 years in business. And as the road to 10 years, I'm just celebrating and sharing some things that I have learned along the road to 10 years. And one of those things that I wanted to learn and share with you is there are times you have to cut back to grow. I want to say that again. There are times you have to cut back to grow. Um, People have been remarking about my hair. If you followed me for any number of times, you know my hair used to come past my shoulder. And I've talked about this before, but I'm talking about it again. I knew my hair needed cutting, and so I went to the hairdresser. And when he was finished and he did his professional assessment, he had to cut it because there were some dead ends. And I knew it was damaged. So this is the result. Now, I was being dramatic in the chair. My stylist knows I'm dramatic about my hair being cut. But I knew it was necessary to cut it in order for it to grow back healthy. There are times when you have to cut back on something in order to grow. Oftentimes, and I've said it, and I'm guilty of it myself, we try to be all things to everybody. And we end up burnt out. And then we're looking at these burnt ends and these frayed ends, and we can't figure out why we can't grow. You have to cut the burnt ends. You have to do some evaluating and figure out, what am I going to do here? You have to cut the burnt ends so you can grow again. Now, in business, the burnt end might be a program that's not working at this time that you can reintroduce. I did a post saying sometimes you have to do a new thing with something old. With my chatter program, I've been doing chatter for 10 years. I was doing chatter before I started my company. What I did with chatter was I had to rebrand it because what I realized is a lot of people wanted to do government contracting, but they didn't have their business together. So I started to do a new thing with something old. But I had to cut something else. And that was contractors conversation. But then I brought contractors conversation back last year as a podcast. There are times you have to cut things so that you can grow. But then you can bring something old back and do something new with that something old. You understand where I'm coming from? Just because you shelve things in business or you put things away in business for a time or a season doesn't mean you perpetually or forever do it. It just means at that time, you have to take a different action in order to see growth. That's where evaluations come in. That's where sitting down and strategically analyzing what's going on. That's where having an outside eye viewing your operations comes in handy. Having somebody come in and take a look and see what is it that you see that I don't see. All of those things are important when we are business founders and as we sit in the seat of the CEO. This live isn't going to be long this morning. Because as I said, I spent yesterday with a migraine, so I didn't prepare much for this morning. But I just wanted to leave you with this thought as you go into the weekend. It's okay. It's all right. Give yourself permission to cut back. Give yourself permission to do something new with something old. And give yourself permission to seek help. Far too often, people try to do business alone. That is why part of my opening monologue is we don't believe in growing alone. Business is never meant to be done alone. That is why one of the key strategies to scaling and growing is joint venturing and partnering. That is why one of the greatest way to do government contracting is subcontracting and joint venturing. That is why some of the biggest contracts out here are joint ventures. That is why it doesn't matter if you're a prime. If you get 10% as a subcontractor, it's a win. You're not meant to do it alone. Get in community. Get in a mastermind. Get in a coaching program. Everybody isn't a thief and a crook. And if that is your mindset, you need to alter it because you can't do business by yourself. There's no such thing as a self-made anything because that self-made person had help. When you listen to the stories of all the people who made it, they had mentors, they had coaches, and they had consultants. So give yourself permission to get help. Give yourself permission to cut back. Give yourself permission to do something new with something old. I said I wasn't going to be before you long this morning, and I won't. Especially since my system over here is trying to restart on me. So, I actually have a speaking engagement in June. And then, as I announced at the beginning, we have Contracting and Business Week, July 8th through the 12th. I'm streaming it live on my YouTube channel and in my private Facebook group. So subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way, when I go live daily, you'll receive the notifications, or join my mailing list so you will receive the notifications when I go live. I send out an email every day that we're going live. Invest in yourself and go VIP and get into the Q&A and join the masterclass. I'm going to go here. The masterclass is worth the $97 by itself. And with that, I'm going to end this morning's segment, and I'll more than likely go live later on. So, thank that one person who checked on me yesterday. I appreciate you. And remember, a stressed mind cannot create. And I'll see you later on today for another live. Have a good one.